So panoramic is good because it again replaces a couple of cameras, especially if you're looking at a big area like on premise, like for intrusions outside the factories, barns, warehouse, things like that. You can replace several cameras with one panoramic camera. Now you can, if you look into the product portfolio, you will see that our panoramic camera comes in different, generally three different form factors: one lens, two lens, and four lens. So you have the one lens that kind of looks like this, and then the two lens that looks a little bit like Panda, and then the four lens that kind of look like a Thor's hammer. And this knowledge applies to generally all the other cameras in the market as well. So with more lens, it comes with more resolution because things are being stitched together. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. With more lens, usually the more lens you have, you're trying to look at a further distance. Inside this image, you can see the bottom part of the single lens versus the bottom part of the dual lens versus the bottom part of the quad lens. If you want a closer distance, for example, cashier or entrance, then you would be using single lens because it gets more of the vertical field of view. The more lens you go in terms of panoramic, you can see that it's being pushed further. Here it's at the first lane, second lane. And same goes for the top as well. You can see the towers, buildings are being cropped out inside the quad lens model. Okay. So it gives you higher resolution for further distance because you got more lens, so you can digital zoom in a lot more and get a lot more clear picture. CC series, that's the model for the single lens panoramic. You got options for ones with IR or without IR. Okay, so if an IR is a consideration or if cost a consideration, then you can go for the one without an IR. Now for dual lens and quad lens, the dual lens is called MS9390. It looks like a Panda. Comes with 8 megapixels. And for four lens is the MS9321. So that's a 20 megapixel because it's got four lens stitched together. So two things to mention here. The first thing is that these cameras come with smart motion detections on board, so you can perform a deep learning analytics at a 180 view of view. So other than that, we also have multi-adjustable. It's called MA9322. This is an image that's taken in one of the retail stores, but it's actually the great example of how we can use multi-adjustables. So you can see that you got 4 poles, and then each pole has a camera and its own tiny junction box. And in case like this, we can just use a multi-adjustable. Even a Fisher will probably do to replace all these 4 cameras. The lenses inside these multi-adjustables, they can be adjusted, so you can adjust the field of view, and then you can make zoom changes as well according to the different angles that you're pointing towards. They also come with built-in IRs as well. Okay, so the outer ring here, that's the IR.